Hi, welcome back to Master Recaps. Today I will show you a comedy, horror film from 2017 titled Tragedy Girls. The story of two ordinary girls, Sadie and Michaela. Two best friends in a murder case and a serial killer. They turned themselves into amateur crime reporters in the hopes that it would build their reputation and make them famous in this peaceful city. But nowadays serial killers are no more. And it's just a story in the past that people don't pay attention to. Nowadays it's the era where everyone is popular with trends in social media for the most part. Whatever hits, what is hot, will be talked about a lot. As for small crimes like stealing, no one wants to know. This caused Sadie and Michaela to not get the attention they deserved. Until the arrival of Lowell, the ruthless serial killer who emerges to kill the youngsters in the city, causing news of his murder to spread rapidly in the city. Sadie and Michaela, who closely watched Lowell's behavior, made plans to capture Lowell to extract information on how to make them famous until finally, both of them understand that killing people is the only thing that will create a trend for people to turn their attention to crime news more. Sadie and Michaela set out to plot their reputation by killing the loudest person in the school first. The more prominent the victim, the more interesting crime news. In the end, they chose Toby, the hottest boy in the school who has more than 10,000 followers on Twitter. After the two murdered him, he replaced his fame overnight. But it turns out that everyone thought this was an accident. Instead, Seal, the school's chairman, also plans to cancel the event in tribute to Toby. That night, they decided to sneak into the school to brutally kill Seal and turn the corpse to pieces. To clearly state that this is the work of a serial killer, which, of course, was highly successful this time. Everyone turned their attention to crime news as many children were murdered. Soon on social media, the duo became known to the whole city as Tragedy Girls. Later, some people tried to form a group to hunt for the killer. Of course, he became the focus of the city and drew on the popularity of Sadie and Michaela. They immediately chose him as their next target. Murders weren't that difficult for them anymore, and the duo easily killed him and brought people's attention back to the crime news once again. That was before Lowell, the real serial killer, came out of the two children's custody and went on a frenzied hunt for Sadie and Michaela in order to get revenge on them who held them in captivity like pets. Later, they chose their next target, a young man named Jordan, who was responsible for editing and uploading their video clips on social media. The reason that he knew too much made them think they were going to kill him. That night, Sadie, who was sent to his own home for compensation, was amazed that this man fell in love with her with all his heart. He had long been observing Sadie's behavior and was fascinated by her perfectionism, which made Sadie decide to kill him. And at that moment, Lowell secretly followed Sadie into the house. He attempted to kill Jordan by slashing him down. But Sadie made such a loud noise that the father of Jordan, the policeman, woke up. He invaded and saved Jordan before Lowell could kill him. Later, Sadie was hailed as the most courageous girl in the city. When someone is famous, interest in the other person was reduced. Jealousy began to arise in Michaela's mind. The two started to split up with each other as the prom night was coming. Michaela decided to team up with Lowell to surprise her friends at the prom. As for Sadie, after being away from Michaela, she knows that simple life isn't her style. The pair met at the prom and vented their frustration over the years. The two of us had each other as the perfect killer partner before Lowell or Jordan came along. That made Jordan, who had been listening, knew that all the murders that took place in the city were the hands of both of them. But before the two of them could reconcile with each other, Lowell then invaded to kill Sadie and avenge her. But Michaela betrayed him by firing a gun at Lowell to death for the purpose of saving Sadie's life, thus reconciling the two. Jordan, who was also involved in the incident, tried to speak to remind Sadie what was right and what was wrong. Before he was caught by Sadie, put a rope around his neck and pushed down from upstairs, Jordan immediately suffocated and died. Sadie and Michaela set out on a plan to surprise their prom by locking the doors to their friends at the prom and setting them on fire. Sadie and Michaela are the two survivors of that incident made them extremely popular and had millions of followers within a short period of time. This small town wasn't enough to make them famous anymore. So she decided to go to university. That's the end of the movie. Subscribe for more video like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.